Principal McDonald, thank you for that introduction and for the invitation to speak today. But more importantly, thank you for your leadership and your advocacy on behalf of these amazing young scholars at Angier Elementary. From your initial outreach email a few months ago, your passion for and your devotion to the betterment of these students could be felt through the words you type. So thank you for your advocacy as well as your invitation to be here today. Also, thank you friends, family, staff, faculty, and loved ones for your support, sacrifice, love, and dedication to the rearing and growth of these young people. It truly takes a village to bring up a child, and we would not be here today without your efforts. And of course, last but certainly not least, the reason why we are here today, to the fifth graders. What's up, y'all? I told y'all I'd be back. Congratulations on your promotion and for transitioning to the next step of not only your academic careers, but of your lives. You all should be proud of yourselves and deserve a round of applause. So to say that I'm honored cannot begin to fully express the depth of gratitude that accompanies an opportunity such as this to address you all in this capacity today. So thank you, and I promise I won't take up too much of your time today. So as Principal McDonald said, this is my second time being in Angier. A few weeks ago, I had the privilege of coming here and speaking to the entire student body during a special assembly. And there were two instances during my visit where I was provided with a little insight into the culture of this school. Those instances occurred when I first arrived and when I was about to leave. So instance number one, when I arrived. When I walked into the school, there were several young men sitting quietly in the front office. Apparently, there had been an incident outside not too long before I arrived, and they were awaiting notification of disciplinary action. There were also a few other students in the office who had witnessed the incident and were being required to write down and recount what happened. Instance number two, when I was about to leave. Following my talk, about 15 students were told to remain in the gymnasium after the rest of the student body was dismissed. Assistant Principal Grooms proceeded to express her disappointment in these students' behavior during my talk and informed them that they would not be participating in the field day activities the next day. I assumed that the young men involved in the incident prior to my arrival would not be permitted to participate either. Now, those involved may have considered this as merely punishment for their actions. But what I observed was a culture of accountability, being held to a certain standard at all times, whether it is out in the playing field, in the classroom, or in a special assembly. During my talk earlier this month, I spoke about failure and the importance of using the lessons that we learn from failing to help us achieve our goals. I recounted a story about when I was in 8th grade and I was cut from the A-team basketball team, which was made up of mostly 8th graders, and I was put on the B team, which was made up of mostly 7th graders. Y'all remember that story? And I went on to talk about how I embraced that failure in 8th grade and would work hard enough to go on to play 3 years of varsity basketball in high school and win several accolades during my high school career. But the part of the story that I didn't tell, that I was withholding specifically for this occasion, was that I fell short of my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal was to earn an athletic scholarship to play college basketball. But at the end of my senior season, I hadn't received one scholarship offer. Instead of accepting responsibility for not receiving a scholarship offer, I blamed everyone and everything that I could. I blamed my coaches for not doing enough to market me to college basketball programs. I blamed my father for not sending me to the top basketball camps or signing me up to play AAU travel basketball. I blamed a former teammate for transferring to another school because when he left, college coaches stopped coming to our games. I even had the audacity to blame my mother for being 5'3", because if she was just a couple of inches taller, I would have grown to be at least 6 foot. And you better believe then, I surely would have been getting recruited by all the top basketball programs in the nation. To hear me tell it at that time, I might have messed around and gone straight from high school to the NBA had she been a couple inches taller. And I wish I was making up this thought process, but I am certainly not. It couldn't have been me. No, I did everything in my power to earn an athletic scholarship offer. So it had to be someone or everyone else's fault. Instead of being painfully truthful and honest with myself at the time, I looked for external entities to confront and to blame. And because I opted to place responsibility for my own shortcomings elsewhere, instead of being accountable for my outcomes and doing the real work that was necessary to achieve my goals, I found myself in the predicament that I was in, without an athletic scholarship offer. It took me a while to accept this, but I, not a coach, not a teammate, not a parent, was the only person responsible for my circumstances, no matter how much I tried to avoid this reality. I didn't work hard enough, and I didn't do the things that I needed to do in order to get to where I wanted to be. Only when we take full responsibility for our lives will we then be able to achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves. Only when we accept that we are the masters of our fate will we then be able to make the necessary changes that will propel our lives to the next level. Next school year, as sixth graders, some of you will attend the local public middle school. Some of you may be enrolling into a private school. Others may be relocating to a different town, city, or state even. For some of you, next year will be a continuation of academic and behavioral success. For others, it may be the fresh start that you need. But wherever you end up at, and whatever your situation may be, don't forget the important lessons you learned during your time and your experiences here at Angier Elementary. Carry with you the culture that you were immersed in here wherever you go. Specifically, to hold yourselves to a high standard, to a standard of excellence, and to be accountable for not only your actions, but also for your outcomes. The tests you pass or fail, the teams you make or are cut from, the feats you accomplish or fall short on, your results are all dependent on your level of effort, the degree to which you prepare, your attitude, your behavior, and the mindset you maintain. Do what is necessary in order to achieve your goals without assigning blame to external entities when things don't go your way. You are in control of your own destiny. It starts and it ends with you. As you enter into this next phase of your life, understand that your goals, dreams, and plans will all take time, effort, faith, hard work, diligence, and dedication. When you navigate to higher levels in life, you will encounter greater obstacles. Things will get tougher. So in anything that you do, it will be a process in which you will learn and you will grow, and as a result, you will become better. A process that, at the same time, may leave you discouraged, questioning yourself as to if this is what you're really supposed to be doing, and if the struggles that you encounter are really worth the pursuit of your dreams. Let me be the one to tell you, it will all be worth it. If you have the faith and the courage and the belief in yourself and your capabilities, you can and you will be able to achieve anything that you set your mind to. As I begin to close, I want to leave you with a few quotes from one of my favorite books, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. And when we love, we always strive to become better than we are. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. I expect to hear great things about each and every one of you seated here today. That is not only a challenge, but it is also a belief that I hold within me that each of you can have a positive impact. That you are the future leaders of not only this community, but of the global community as well. I don't want to get too preachy, but we are in the Bible belt, so I'd be remiss if I didn't reference the word. But Scripture says, don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. By being seated here today at this ceremony, you all have taken another step toward being impactful, to serving as an example of excellence. Hold on to that and carry that responsibility with you and that duty with you as you continue on your journey, all while holding yourselves accountable for your lives and to the high standard you were held to at Angier Elementary. Congratulations once again, fifth graders, class of 2024. May God bless you and order your steps as you embark on the next chapter of your lives. Thank you.